Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, the Mullet Man, Travis Hinton. You're watching 5 Star Takes, and I'm here to show you what Mullet Mania is all about. Be sure to tune in now on YouTube.
Why are you shaking your head like that? Is it because Gigi Dolan was on NXT?
That I didn't. That thought didn't even enter my head. So you just made it worse. Thanks, Shane. No, it's just between the fact that because we're recording a little late. It's late Sunday afternoon, almost Sunday evening. I just got done watching my Milwaukee Brewers get their butts handed to them by the Yankees all weekend.
Yeah, they lost me $1,000 because William Contreras can't get 2 bases.
Well, when they use these new bats that look like freaking bowling pins and stuff, who knows? But that's the least of my worries. I miss Isaac, man.
It's just not the same without him. I'll tell you that.
I know, man. It's unfair. I mean, he has this job that makes him get up at some ungodly hour just to make some food to feed some people, and it's just we need him here too. He's a valued member of this team, and this show. It's not the same without him.
No, I mean, and he should respect the stipend I pay him a little bit more. Honestly, I send him like $50 every couple months to get some books. I mean, is my money not worth the same thing? Is my value not worth the same thing? Why doesn't he care about me?
Wait. You send him money? Why don't you send me money?
Fuck. Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Just roll the I
miss Isaac.
Yeah, me too.
So Shane, remember about a year or so ago when I did that episode you and I recorded an episode and Isaac wasn't here and I was up actually in Detroit and I brought Jovan on. Remember how we did that?
Yeah.
You think we should try that again?
Yeah. So I'm gonna grab my nearest lettuce and bad decision-making tools. We're gonna try to just summon him, right?
Okay, well, how do you want to say it in an I clap, or do you want me to say you clap?
Wait.
No. That's not how it goes, remember?
Sorry. I'll say it, you clap.
All right, sounds good.
Isaac?
No. You're supposed to say the just like your what says on your shirt.
I believe in Isaac Henry.
No. You're supposed to say his name and he
appears. Yeah.
I believe in Isaac.
In general. Oh my God, it's Isaac.
What the fuck?
Boy, Isaac, you sure haven't changed since the last time we've been on here.
I put a shirt on, I think.
Yeah, you did, but well. Oh my God!
What's up, guys? What's going on, man?
God, what's it been like? It's been at least a month or two, almost.
Oh, it's been a while. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
man.
easily 2 months.
What's been going on, man? Fill our audience in.
I made a lot of waffles.
Bro, he's burning shit in the kitchen, perpetually burnt, especially the cookies.
The cookies. I got to make a cookie video where I just fucking burn the shit out of them.
Burn it down.
Yeah, no, things are good. Just working, hanging out with the kiddo, family shit. Same
It's
old
so good to
bullshit.
have you, man. We miss you, man. We've missed you on here.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I miss being with you guys.
Yeah, we miss being with you too.
Who's we?
We,
At
yeah,
least
Shane.
I have. I'm not going to say for Shane. I'm going to say for myself, Isaac. I have missed you so much.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I miss you too, man. You got to watch a little baseball. It's back,
Yeah,
even
no,
though
off
it's
to a good
bad for
start.
you. No, I mean, it is what it is. It's the first
Opening
week.
day in Milwaukee is tomorrow. I will be up there with my nephew, so hopefully this is they get their first win of the season while I'm up there. So,
Yep.
and that but
I hope Todd Helton wins the Cy Young.
How much you put on that?
Oh, dude, too much.
Dude, if you put anything on Todd Helton to win the Cy Young, considering he's been retired for a number of years and stuff, you deserve to lose whatever you bet.
Oh, shit.
What bet should I make, Shane?
Oh, dude, I wouldn't ask me. It's been disastrous
I
recently.
know, that's why I'm asking you. Well, I mean,
I if anything, I would probably just wait till the next Yankees game and then just put money on Aaron Judge hitting a home run.
so Yankees.
Yeah.
So whatever the next game is, Shane's bet is to bet on Judge to hit a home run, which means the smart money is to bet against that.
You know what? If he's anything like he was at this series against the Brewers, this opening series, that's actually a pretty solid bet.
Yeah, because he hit what yesterday? He hit three, right?
He hit three, and then he hit another one today.
This room. I mean, this era of talent, and mind you, MLB really pissed me off with all this shit. But I'm gonna get besides all that, right? Like the A's situation. Besides the level of talent and talented individuals in Major League Baseball right now, is reminds me of when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When we had Griffey and Bonds, and we had just some of the greatest players you'll ever see. And now you got Judge, and you got fucking Ohtani, you got fucking Trout, you got like all these guys, and it's just like
ton of them. And when I go up there, they play Kansas City tomorrow, and one of the guys I'm really excited to see on the Kansas City team is their shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. Like you said, there's a lot of young talent. Like Baltimore's got a lot of really good young talent. Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Jackson Holiday. Toronto's got Vlad Guerrero Jr. You mentioned Ohtani. I mean, the Dodgers just have an all-star lineup. You mentioned
Jesus, yeah, dude. The Dodgers is just.
I mean, they got Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman.
Dude, Freeman and Betts is such a nasty combo for any pitcher.
Talent got Juan Soto.
I mean, talent is up right now overall, though, for pretty much every sport. Like MMA might not have the same amount of stars it did back in like the golden days with Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz and kind of that era, but these guys are so much better than they were back in the day. I mean, from the bottom up. I mean, but it's like that across a bunch of sports. Football, obviously, the NBA. I think you can argue, a little bit just because it's so different now, than what it was. I mean, but like I said, everyone's affected. Like even Bill Belichick has, really risen. His talent pool of young stars.
I mean, you talk about across the board in sports too, though. Like it is like across the board. And I mean, I know this is like a niche thing, but like ski racing, you look at fucking what Michaela Schifrin did to the World Cup record. Like a record that had been held by the best skier in the history of alpine skiing. It was like 86 or 85 wins or some World Cup wins in his career. Wow. And he did it in like 18 seasons, I think. And fucking Michaela Schifrin just hit her 100th World Cup win. So it's like it's not even. It's like one of those things. She's only 10 seasons in. Like she's not that old. She's like
so fucking, wait. So just because the math portion of my brain it's just kicking in and stuff. So she's only in her 10th season and she's already over 100 wins, you said?
How many races are there a season, Isaac?
How many World Cup races are there a season?
Yeah, so she's averaging 10 wins a season.
Yes, that's what kind of just blew my just kind of my math kick, my brain doing like that likes to do math kicked in, and I saw that and I figured that out, and I'm just kind of blown away that and I'm anxious to see
70.
I mean, so she's winning 1 out of every 7 races. That's really impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like the number of wins just in the World Cup alone, like at 110 seasons in, is like something no one's even come really close to. Like one guy did, and then Lindsey Vonn for a long time had the record for women, and that was in like the high 70s, low 80s, and she's like an incredible like athlete. But like and the crazy thing is Schifrin, she fucking wrecked, dude. Like she wrecked hard and like fucked her shit up, had surgery, and 2 months later came back and won another World Cup and won her 100th World Cup race. 2 months after like serious, I think it was like a knee injury or some shit. But like,
yeah, that's what I thought I remember happening to her or something.
Mm-hmm. No, it's crazy. It's one of those things, and it's like, but again, it's across the board, and it sort of resets the sport in a way that like. It's like with pro wrestling, like bring it back home, like you have like the goal, like the old era, like where it's, they're trying to make you believe that it's a real wrestling match. And then you have like the sort of golden era where it's like larger than life. And then like, the 90s where it's, they're just trying to sell fucking, to keep you watching their show instead of the other one, etc. And it sort of evolves with the time. But also with that, the athleticism that's happening in the ring elevates and elevates and elevates, to the point where we're at today. And it's,
Yeah, and it's a great, transition because the talent is...
That was a good transition. Thank you.
It was, man. And see, that's why we missed you, man.
Yeah, not that high, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'm fucking.
but I'm just saying, like with this, because we talk about how just talented the roster is. Wrestling is everywhere. I mean, you look at the rosters. You look at WWE, NXT. Excuse me.
GCW.
AEW, I mean, while they have their, issues, and we've been openly critical about them, I mean, they still have a lot of great talent there. The independent scene, MLW, GCW.
I was going to say, they got Microman. Microman, the greatest.
What'd you say, Shane?
TNA.
Well, I mentioned them already, but...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you mentioned Microman and stuff. But it's so great. I mean, and there's so much wrestling that's been happening. I mean, Isaac, again, you haven't been here in a while, so what's the last thing you watched for wrestling?
I mean, the last thing I watched live was probably, I might have watched a little bit of like the Ladies Elimination Chamber, but I don't remember much. But I remember like I watched some of the Rumble, so it's been a minute. I did watch our hero and good friend John Cena become a bad guy again, and he's a mean John Cena now, and he's not nice.
No, he broke up with all the fans and called it a toxic relationship.
Yeah, well, it was. He's right. It was right.
And that's one of the things too that I really loved about the last 2 promos he's done is that he's not really wrong with anything he said in these promos. He's actually dead on balls accurate. In my opinion.
I mean, that's what sort of makes these guys like the ones who are the best at this the best. John Cena's always been, one of the best on the mic, ever. Like you put him up against almost anybody. I mean, he cooked The Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and not just like The Rock right now, but like, The Rock when he was like coming back and trying to be like hot shit, he fucking just buried the hell out of it. It was like, I don't need to write my lines on my wrist. Shit was like.
Do you remember when they were trying to do the original like Reigns main event run and he was up against Cena and Cena was just cooking him every Raw, like bad. Yeah. There was that one. I don't remember what exactly he said, but there was one Raw in particular where I was like, "Oh my god!"
No, there was one where he absolutely eviscerated Roman to the point where it was like, like you could sort of tell it was like Vince or someone trying to like punish Reigns for not getting over when, like it was them that were pushing too hard. But it was fucking crazy, yeah.
Man, no, that was really good. I mean, now were you because again we haven't had you on here, so this is kind of it's a little bit different than one of our traditional shows that we do, which I guess there's really not a set format or anything. I just like to call it traditional because it sounds cool and stuff. But we're gonna kind of see what Isaac's been up to the last couple of months and kind of get him caught up to speed on a couple of things. So a lot of you, if you haven't been watching wrestling, this would be a good episode for you to watch and stuff. But when the moment happened when you saw the look in his eyes when he looked at The Rock when he was hugging Cody and then he kicked Cody in the balls, like did you honestly see that coming? Or
well, I mean, I'd had it spoiled, so I did, but no, I wouldn't have. It wasn't what I was expecting for that, but it's a great move. Really smart. I do remember Cena saying something, or Cena saying something to Roman along the lines of like, "I'm still here because you can't do your job," to Reigns, and another one was like, at fucking whatever show, I'm gonna be like a drug test. You won't get past me.
Yeah. The thing is, and I was kind of thinking about this maybe yesterday or the day before, is it's not really that shocking he turned heel though, because when he lost the Rumble and then he went and he sat at the press conference and he said, "I'm putting myself in the Elimination Chamber because I deserve it and because that's what's best for business." Even at the time, I thought, I'm like, that's not very normal Cena. You know what I mean? Like normal Cena's gonna fight with everything in his power to win a match or earn it or whatever. And I thought that was kind of weird and out of character at the time anyways.
When was the last time we heard people saying best for business too? Remember,
Yeah.
it was like that was the fucking absolute, the heel shit. It was, and that's like, I remember thinking the same thing, but also being like, whatever, like Cena's, trying to evolve his character a little bit, but good. Honestly, it's gonna be more interesting to see what happens when he's a heel for his last run, just putting people over, and like,
and it really puts because I think Cody versus Cena, if the heel turn doesn't happen, was still gonna main event night 2 of Mania, and it would have been something. But I just think that I really like this what they did because it gives it a completely different spin. It's no longer about like Cena passing the torch to Cody. Like this is something completely different, and I'm totally on board for it because to me it throws a lot of uncertainty in the air.
Yeah.
So here's my 5-star take, and I was planning on waiting to do this a little bit closer to Mania, but I think since Isaac is here, it's a momentous occasion at this point.
Fucking here, baby.
Here's my prediction for the end of night 2. I think that they're going to do a double turn. I think that they're going to just give us enough heel Cena to say that they did it. I think that this is going to be some really goofy The Rock, you know what I mean? Like weird shit. And then they're going to turn Cena face so that way he can finish it out face. I don't think that they're interested in keeping Cena heel for the entirety of his final run. You know what I mean?
You think they end that heel run maybe at SummerSlam or something? But
I think they do it. Honestly, I think they do it a little bit closer towards the end of the year when he's actually done. Because to me, I thought about that, and to me, the reason why I don't want that to happen because then it's just like then they just did the turn just for the sake of doing the turn.
Yeah,
I do see Cody turning heel and joining with some sort of dark fucking Cena alliance.
You think that they're going to be Rock's sons?
Say that again. Sorry, Shane. I didn't mean to talk over you.
No. It's fine. I was just asking Isaac. So he's expecting the Rock to do a gigantic heel faction with both Cena and Cody.
Yeah.
Oh.
I could see Cody turning down the line, but just right now, I just don't think it's the time with this. I could see maybe like going into Mania next year or something like that. But just because to me, I think we're gonna see. I'm sure when we preview WrestleMania, when we do our WrestleMania preview show in a couple weeks, and we give our picks for these matches. I'll give a little bit of a sneak peek on that. My 5-star takes is I think Cena's winning the title to close out night 2 of Mania.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me.
And I think he's gonna. I think then he's gonna go on his tour and defend it, and I think he's gonna hold on to the title for a while. Like I think at least till. Honestly, I could see him holding on to the title till
the night before he retires.
Yeah, like, and then he, I think that's kind of like he goes into this, and like I think this is gonna, because they talked about how in this past week on Raw that he was going to ruin wrestling, like he was going to take this championship and he was going to retire with it, and they're going to have to get like a toy belt or something like that. Like I could see him literally going into his last night. And I think that's when Cody steps up and says, "You know what? He does the one last, and I think he gets it on that last night." And then I think that's when we see, the passing of the torch. Like Cena goes to Cody, and I think that's what we see. I honestly think, and this will be my 5-star hot take. I think Cena stays on this heel run until his last night, and then he loses the title, and then retire, and then he does the turn and retires as a babyface because to me, I just think this has got to go for an extended period of time.
You do the double turn. Cody goes heel by fucking just going all out on Cena to the point where people are sad for Cena because he's old and bald and getting beat up.
I mean, that could be, but I just right now, I just don't see, like, I like at some point during this run he's at now, Cody will be a heel, but why rush it?
I don't know. So, I honestly don't know because I haven't watched it for.
Yeah, so a few other things. Like one of the things that, what are your thoughts on them? And obviously, I'm sure you probably go on news sites or whatever and stuff. But what were your thoughts, Isaac? Or I mean, I'm sure you know who won the men's rumble, right?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a clip of that. Yeah. That was awesome.
What are your thoughts on Jey Uso winning the Rumble?
I was shocked. It was a shock win for me. I picked CM Punk, but it was. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world.
It does. I remember
a great pick for that. The crowd loves him.
I mean, now it seems like all the internet's the IWC's doing is shitting all over Jey Uso, which fuck the IWC. That's another 5-star hot take.
It's it's stupid, but
Jey Uso.
So I was going to say the Usos have been incredible since. Well, I mean, I don't want to sound cliche, but since day one.
Yeah, I mean, is Jey Uso on par in ring with like the other kind of top guys? No, he's not on par with Gunther. You know what I mean?
Absolutely not. But I mean,
he's not on par with Seth. But what I was gonna say is the one thing that he is over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like he stinks. You know what I mean? But like, I mean, it reminds me a lot of like the Bobby Roode title run in NXT, where you just had like work rate champion, stop Bobby Roode. You know what I mean? And it was kind of that.
Well, it's also. I mean, the other thing too is like the IWC is like treating him as if this is like some weird like flash in the pan, as if it's like the Fandango dance kind of thing. And I'm like, people have been yeeting for fucking Uso since day like this as soon as he started it. And it's only gotten fucking crazier and crazier. And it's not like it's a flash in the pan. They've been doing it for fucking 2 years.
No, now. I mean, I remember the last Raw I went to was, it had to have been like a year and a half ago. It was when Damian and Jey were feuding. I mean, and people were crazy eating then. I mean, it has not stopped.
No.
And think about it. When they did these it was I think it was the last Saudi Arabia show, when it was the Usos and Roman Reigns are teaming up for the first time in almost 2 years. And then I think even War Games, like Jey came out after Roman both those times, which that really spoke to me about how over he was and what the company thought of him, because normally it's the main event, Roman's getting that last entrance and stuff, but just for Jey to get it twice, over Roman, that really spoke volumes to me.
It's a smart move too, because it gets the crowd so amped up.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
especially if Pat McAfee's there.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has fun with eating. Like everybody in the whole crowd. I mean, I know I mentioned this to Isaac before. I mean, I don't know if I have ever seen anybody have that many people doing the same thing at once physically. You know what I mean? Like when they do the crowd shots of him coming in, everybody, oh shit, is eating.
He's eating.
DDJ is in your city. But yeah, Jay's also very charismatic, right? Like,
yeah, he is.
Jay, everything he says is very, very believable. I mean, and it's crazy to think how far, both of them, but obviously, especially he has.
Oh, jeez.
He has come, since the original, Uso run, where they were kind of charismatic voids, and then they did the Uso penitentiary thing, and everything just went from there.
That's when they started taking off, was when they started doing the Uso penitentiary and the Down Since Day One stuff.
But to be fair, when the Usos were in NXT, the matches they were putting on there were some fucking incredible matches. They were great. They had so many fun moves, and they toned it down for the main roster. But fuck, man.
But see, the thing was with way back then, yeah, they had all this stuff, but it's just, to me, they were they really didn't have, I don't want to say much of a person. Well, I guess they didn't really have, and their personalities weren't anywhere close to where they are now.
No, they were a gimmick. They felt like a gimmick.
I for the longest time really did not know the difference.
Yeah, and I mean now you can't, because they each have their own unique look. I think they have their own unique personality. To me, I as much as I love them, and I honestly think
their own mugshots.
I think they're I think they're right now. I've said this before. I feel like they are the greatest tag team in the WWE this century. If they do, when the year 2100 comes up and they go back and they do a top whatever, let's say a top 50 list, or of the greatest tag teams of the 21st century, the Usos have to be, and they just say strictly WWE, or throw NXT in there, but I said, the Usos to me have to be number one on that list, even more so than the New Day.
Who knows what comes next, but
I will say
I feel like that's a very fair assessment at this current point, Dennis.
I will say that I was
Thank you.
My biggest disappointment of WrestleMania was the Uso versus Uso match.
And it was, but I have a feeling I think I may have mentioned this on here, or at some point on one of these shows, or just talking with people. I feel like if they were given a chance to run it back and do one more, I would think that it would be a much better, a much more enjoyable match.
Couldn't be much worse, honestly.
No, and that was a shame, because I remember
I was amped.
I was amped for, that was the match I was most looking forward to, and I was down with the Silver Wolf, and we were watching it at we were watching it at the bar we used to do our live show from. When we did our live shows for like the Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble, Copeland's Bar and Grill in Mantino, and I strictly went down there to watch the first night of Mania with Sean and then the owner of the bar, Josh. And like I remember sitting there and it's just like, man, this match it's honestly was so disappointing, and I was like, I just don't understand why, because I felt like these two would have went all out. But I feel like maybe you throw a gimmick in there, like a ladder match or something, maybe. But yeah, I feel like if they were to run it back, I think the result would be much better.
If you have a ladder match, you got to have Kevin Owens in it.
Man, yeah, that was something from the Rumble, was that ladder match with with him and Cody, and just the bumps he took.
Did you end up watching that or no?
I did. No, I watched that. That's right. I think I watched most of the Rumble. I didn't watch the men's Rumble. That's it. I watched all the way up until the men's Rumble, and then just watched like the end of that. Yeah, that Cody and Owens match stole the show. I mean, and you know, like, kudos to Cody. Cody put on a great match, but I mean, like, Kevin Owens really fucking just crushes ladder matches like nobody else. Like nobody else. Like, I don't think there's somebody who has like, like, just more fucking badass ladder matches than him since, maybe like the old Edge and Christian Dudley fucking Hardy days,
But I mean, it's even more than that, though, because he and Sammy were doing that shit in Ring of Honor, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that he's the king of the ladder match. I'm saying he's like, there's nobody who can really touch him.
That's a pretty bold take there. That's a 5-star hot take there, I think.
I mean, every ladder match I've seen him in has been fucking a 4 to 5-star match in my book.
You didn't even watch the best Kevin Owens match this year, dude.
Which one was that?
Him versus Sammy, unsanctioned.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I was just getting ready to ask Isaac if he had a chance to watch that yet. Good job,
I have
Jay.
not. No, I haven't. That sounds fucking badass.
Dude,
that was from Elimination Chamber.
Fight Forever.
That stole the show, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you get those two together, it's no shock that they're going to steal the show. I mean,
yeah, it's the most tables I've seen broken in a match in a long time.
Oh, that rules. I love tables. That's, the only thing better than a good table is a good door bridge.
Yeah, dude. Door bridges are the greatest.
Yeah, they do go through a lot of doors in GCW.
They go through so many doors, man. Very good.
But no, that was, definitely got you right. I mean, Elimination Chamber was a really good show, and if I'm not mistaken, it was just a 4-match show, wasn't it, Shane?
Yes.
Because you had the 2 Elimination Chamber matches, then you had KO and Sammy, and then was
you don't even remember it was on the show, and you were and you were trying to defend this match. This was Candice and Nia versus.
I wasn't trying to defend that match.
Yeah, I said that shit should have been the main event on SmackDown.
It was. Go ahead, Shane.
Oh, it was Trish and Tiffany Stratton versus Candice LeRae and Nia Jax.
Trish is back?
Just for that feud.
He was just for that one match.
At least as of right status.
Yeah, see, I mean, he's not even been paying any attention. I mean, he's been totally out of the loop.
I've been out, dude. I've been skiing and cooking, and dude, Trish is a dime. What a piece of just beauty and grace.
Talk about Father Time being kind to someone.
Oh my god, dude! Somehow she's gotten hotter.
Yeah,
you talk about a piece of beauty and grace, man.
Talk about a piece of beauty and grace.
Again, like I said earlier, recent history, man. Gigi Dolan was on NXT.
Gigi Dolan, dude.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't know if you've been keeping tabs on the show, but Shane has developed this unhealthy obsession with Gigi Dolan in your absence.
What's unhealthy about it?
Just as much as he talks about her and obsesses over her.
I don't obsess at all.
Have you seen her?
I mean, I've seen her. Don't get me wrong; she's very easy on the eyes. But my God, Shane,
she's the greatest wrestler in the world, dude.
All right, greatest.
I mean, he does this to me all the time.
Me?
No, me, him.
You? Remember a couple weeks ago, Shane, and I talked about a wrestling thing with you, and was like, "This is like this bitch is mad over. She's amazing," and I have forgotten her name. I just want to point that out. And that was what that was the whole point of our conversation. I don't know. She was.
Who did she wrestle for?
Oh, she had the puppet.
Oh,
Harley Cameron.
Yeah.
I was talking to you about that, and you're like, "Dude, you're not going to even fucking remember her." And I'm like, in a year, and I said, "I beg to differ. I'm not going to remember her in 2 weeks."
And 2 weeks later, here we are, and you had forgotten.
Oh my God, yeah.
But yeah, it's just there's so much going on. And did you get a chance to see the spot in the Moxley Cope match on
God,
Dynamite with the nails?
It's fucking stupid.
Here he goes.
I like whatever, but it's stupid. Like, you can't be like, that's a fucking smart thing to do in any sense. Like, there was nothing about that move that was like made any like sense from a safety standpoint. But I mean, people talked about it. I guess that's what he's going for. Yeah. I don't know. I like Moxley. I liked him early Shield days. He was great in the Shield, but the whole the deathmatch thing. I mean, it reminds me of fucking when he confronted Mick Foley, like before, like he was in the Shield, to try and start an angle like that. Talking about, like you fucking ruined a generation of wrestlers because you went and did all this hardcore shit. And now he's like, yeah, but I'm going to fucking throw myself on like a bat with some nails in it.
I mean, I'm a huge Mox fan and stuff, but it's just since this whole Death Riders angle really hasn't done him any favors, because I like Shane. I know Shane and I have talked, like, I still really don't understand what like their MO is or their point is.
So their whole thing is they've just been beating everybody up. They've been killing the referees. They've just
explain Death Riders to me.
Yeah, they've just been dominating everybody. Nobody's really been given
nobody's in the Death Riders besides Mox.
It's Claudio, Mox, Wheeler Yuta, Pac, and
Marina Shafir.
Yeah, Marina Shafir.
Some good wrestlers.
It's a talented, like, who they have, but it's not so much. It's not so much
weird
who's in there. It's just nobody. I don't feel like that they've like fully explained. Like, I still don't get like what the point is.
Well, yeah, no, they've just been killing everybody. They've been carrying around the championship in a briefcase and just saying nobody deserves to see it. Moxley cuts promos and he's like, "I'm kicking your ass because you deserve to get your ass kicked."
Like, they're talking about like they wanted to save AEW originally, I thought, but it just seems like they've kind of steered away from that, and it's just like I don't get it. I feel
like there was a minute where, and I don't know, this is just like me very, briefly seeing things, but it almost felt like they were trying to do like an NWO angle with it, and then like immediately pulled away from it.
I feel like that's what it was. I would thought that's what it was going to be, but then it's like they like abruptly change it, because again, it just feels like I don't get what their mission statement, like their MO, and
Tony.
Yeah, but real quick, and then we'll move on. Another one thing I need to bring up, man, from AEW this week is they need to not give Speedball Mike Bailey the microphone.
You were telling me about this one.
Oh my
right?
goodness.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
I
Oh my
respect you.
God.
You're my hero.
Oh, dude. He cuts the worst white meat baby face promo ever. And then Kenny just shits on him. Just shits on him so bad. He's like, man, Kenny, you're my hero inside and outside of the ring. I'm so honored to be here. Congratulations. And Kenny goes, thanks. I don't have time for friends. I'll give you an autograph, kiddo. See you at the championship.
Fucking savage, dude. I'll get
I mean,
you an autograph.
is that a correct or incorrect assessment of those proceedings?
I would say that's a fairly correct assessment.
It was so bad. Like, he had just come off of like that really solid match. Again, another good showing. He's got the microphone and it bombed so bad. I was like, please take the microphone away from Speedball Mike Bailey. Don't.
Speaking of people, you mentioned, excuse me, that match. Speaking of someone who's really been killing it lately, that's been Ricochet. I mean, he's not only been killing it in the ring, but he's been killing it out of the ring. I mean, the man just got married to, Samantha Irvin, and he's definitely the king right now.
Yeah, Isaac, have you had a chance to see any of his like heel promo work?
I don't think so.
It's good. It's good.
Really good.
Yeah, I mean,
he's had a couple of swerve.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about a guy who has already reached a level that I don't think he ever would have, given his trajectory in WWE if he would have stayed. Definitely, I don't know if they just allowed him to turn heel and WWE maybe wouldn't. Maybe it just made sense in AEW. I don't know, but he's definitely ascended.
Yeah, he's definitely ascended is a good word because I can't think of anything else right now.
Risen above.
Rise above. So
we're gonna rise above. We're gonna rise above.
So we haven't, Isaac hasn't been a part of one of these in a while and stuff. So we're gonna kind of regroup here, and we're gonna take a break and let my friends over at Waukesha Sports have a little bit
of Sports.
I'm gonna be heading up there tomorrow. With my nephew. We're gonna stop in before we go to the game tomorrow.
Oh shit! Grab me whatever it is that they have set aside for us.
Get me a WWE
for all this good shit we do for them.
So, I don't think I'll have to start doing some negotiating stuff here, but we'll be right back while Isaac eats and Shane sits there and I sit here. We're gonna take a quick little break and we'll be right back. Hey there, it's DDJ from 5 Star Takes, and when I come up to Milwaukee to see the Brewers play, there's one place that I always make it a point to stop at. Waukesha Sports Cards. Come on, let's go inside and check out what they got. Thank you. Thank you. Be sure to stop by one of their 3 locations or go to www.waukeshasportscards.com. And if any of our listeners to this show live in the area, May 16th, 17th, and 18th, Waukesha Sports Cards will be having a heavy presence at the Wisconsin Card Show in Milwaukee, as they will be bringing in a number of current and former Milwaukee Brewers players, along with some Green Bay Packers players. I believe a couple members of the old Milwaukee Bucks team, and I believe some University of Wisconsin athletes. So if you're in the area and are a fan of anything, any of the Wisconsin teams up there, head on up to the Wisconsin Card Show on in the weekend of May 16th, 17th, and 18th because they're going to have a stacked lineup. I know I'll be there at least a couple of the days. So.
They're going to have Russell Wilson?
They're going to have cream puffs?
Ooh, that's actually would be nice. But if they don't have cream puffs there, they'll have them at the Wisconsin State Fair, which comes during the summertime.
I just wasn't sure if like the cream puff thing was just a Wisconsin large gathering tradition where you get more than 40 people together in a room and the cream puffs start popping up.
I don't think it's anything like that, but you will see. You go to Wisconsin State Fair.
It's like that in Vermont. I'm sorry, dude. In Vermont, it's like that. You just get 40 people or more in a room, and cheese and maple syrup just starts popping up.
That's not what I was.
I don't want to know what they do with the cheese and maple syrup.
Well, you rub one on the other, bud.
Oh boy, we missed you either because we Shane and I we can't do this kind of talk. So
we can.
We just fail miserably. That's all.
Try.
And that's so, but
just end up talking about Gigi Dolan and her talents.
Yeah, but
I like that other one. Mia Slama. What's
Monster Slamovich?
No. Never mind. I like her a lot too. I follow her. No, what's the one from NXT? The one Shane. What's the one I like from NXT?
Oh, Zarya.
No. The one I like. Shane, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know her name.
I do.
Who is it? You know who I mean.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find some music here.
Who is it? Come on, man. What's her name? No, stop. No. I can't do the porno music. What's her name, Shane? Come on.
I think you broke him.
Oh, give me. I laughed so hard I've forgotten her name as well. Yeah,
she's gonna have to help me out here. So
she's the one big booty NXT. Nikita Lyons.
Oh.
Dude, literally 3 words into Google, and the first thing that pops up is the correct answer.
No, dude, I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Fallon Henley,
I love Fallon, but no,
and then somehow you would
big booty NXT Nikita Lyons Instagram pops up first thing.
Wow.
Yeah, she's the one I like. I do like Fallon a lot. Fallon's hot too, but come on, Nikita
She's
Lyons.
Been killing it since she turned heel and became part of a Fatal Influence, and she's been having a presence. I mean, as part of this, partnership with TNA and NXT. I know Fatal Influence has had a lot of time on TNA. I know Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson have been featured on there. We've seen a lot more TNA talents on NXT. I mean, this partnership has been freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, I can imagine. I always since day one, I've thought she's super talented in all the ways.
Who's that?
Fallon?
Oh.
Yeah. But I mean, this whole partnership with NXT and TNA is really working out.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were still talking about Fallon.
Well, I was kind of including her in the conversation because she's been starting to get featured a little bit more on TNA.
Yeah, what's been going on? What's been going on with that? Because I haven't paid much attention.
Well, I
did see we had the Hardys in.
Mm-hmm. And they wrestled for Axiom at the when they were at Madison Square Garden in the theater. We also got to see Moose versus Obafemi, which was a really good match.
Yeah, that sounded awesome.
We saw what I thought was one of Moose's better matches he's ever had against Lexus King for the X Division Championship. I mean, and we're seeing people coming and go. It's just this partnership has been really paying off. I mean,
who's gone to TNA?
Well, like I mentioned, Fatal Influence has been there. Cora Jade has shown up. I believe.
Roxanne did a match a long time ago.
Yeah. But we've seen like Wesley going up mixing it up with his former mates in the Rascals, and he's brought his guys
Awesome.
DuPont and Igwe. I mean, we saw No Quarter
Gigi
Catch
Dolan
Crew.
and Tatum Paxley went over there for a couple weeks
and stuff. So, and we're seeing.
Do you think?
And then, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, do you see post WrestleMania this TNA partnership going to the main roster for some shit?
I
Like
don't
more
know.
than just like a Royal Rumble thing, but like have
I
Joe
I
Hendry
don't
show
know.
up.
I don't know because I don't feel like for that to happen. I feel like that there would be only a very, very, very small handful of talents that I think from TNA that would be taken seriously on the main roster. Like I could see like Moose. I could see anybody from the system, the Moose, Eddie Edwards. I'm trying to think who else would be because there's really not a lot. Joe Hendry.
Is Santino the GM in TNA?
He's like their authority figure. They call him something else, but yeah, he's their authority figure.
Gotcha. That's so funny that he's like working with WWE again too.
Yeah,
it's wild.
And that's so. But I just I feel like that there's I don't know. I think it's still going to be more NXT and TNA because I feel like it's perceived by not only the majority of the wrestling fan base. You know, I'm only going to speak for myself. Because I don't know if you two would agree or not, or anyone that listens to this show, but I feel like it's viewed that TNA is more on the level with NXT with the talent that they have. Like I don't really. There's not a lot of people I feel like if they were to try to do this with the WWE main roster, the majority of the talent, it would be the WCW invasion all over again, and we definitely don't want that.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if there was anybody that because we got what's her name now full time in NXT, right?
Jordan Grace, yes.
Jordan Grace, is she still Jordan Grace? He's Jordan,
yes.
Right? Nice.
Yes,
yes.
But they did change Ricky Starks' name.
Yes, to Ricky New Orleans Saints.
They shortened Pentagon's name to Penta. Surprisingly, they announced that Phoenix, who will actually be debuting this upcoming week on SmackDown, which I will actually be there because they're in Chicago.
They announced it?
Yeah, that Phoenix is debuting this week on SmackDown, and he's actually going to be debuting as Rey Fenix.
Oh, they're calling him Rey Fenix?
Yes, which is what he's been known as on the Independents and stuff. So I'm actually really excited about this.
It's weird how they'll let some people like Samoa Joe. They weren't letting anybody else keep their fucking names back then, and
You're gonna tell him no?
Yeah, I mean, no.
Samoa Joe makes the most sense out of all of them to be like, we're gonna call you Island Joey, or he's gonna be like, I'll fucking kill you. He'd be like, you know what? We're gonna call you whatever you want, sir.
But I think he's so well known, it's for the most part. I feel like it would do him, and it would be an injustice to call him, anything else other than Samoa Joe.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they changed Pentagon or Pentagon Jr. to Penta. You know what I mean? Like, like is it bad? No, I'm not complaining about it, but like they're willing to do like seemingly meaningless things like that. You know what I mean? To somebody who I would suggest is really well known. You know what I mean? I feel like most wrestling fans have at least heard of Pentagon Jr. You know what I mean?
Well, judging by the pop that he got when he debuted on Raw and how over he's been, like and this is kind of a good indication to me of how well he's been, how well he's done since he's been in the WWE. My nephew, who I go to the Brewers game with, he's just getting back into wrestling as well too, and he started getting back into it when Raw was on Netflix because he would just watch it, on Netflix. And he told me he's like in the couple of months because we're basically going to be 3 months into this Raw and Netflix partnership. So we'll just say in the 3 months since Raw has been on
Shit,
Netflix,
I've watched one episode.
There are two guys that my nephew said he really likes, and I would say would probably be his top two favorites. One of them is Seth Rollins, and the other is Penta. So, and he hasn't watched wrestling as far as I know in about like at least 10, probably a little bit more than 10 years. Because the only other time I remember him watching wrestling was about back in 2011, 2012, like not long after I started dating my wife, because one of the only shows he had been to at the time was one that I had gotten tickets for me and my wife. We were just dating at the time, and my two nephews to go to Raw in Chicago, like right after Christmas and stuff. So,
Well, I've said it before, and Shane's heard me fucking talk about it to no end, to the point he probably just hates it on principle. But if you go back and watch anything that either Phoenix or Penta did in Lucha Underground,
yes,
like the matches, like the stories, like the storylines were fucking ridiculous, but they owned it. You know what I mean? They owned it,
Yeah.
so it was just like whatever. Like the
It
setup
was
was really unique,
Mm-hmm.
but the matches themselves, I think the thing that really sticks out with me for the Lucha Underground, and I won't fanboy too much, is that they never showed any replays during the match. They would show highlights right after the match, but like during the match itself, they forced you to watch the match by not showing any replays at all.
I
So
never
like,
picked up on that, but that's really
yeah,
good. Wow.
never, ever. Even when they were doing shit like when fucking was it Angelico or whatever jumped off the top of the office and fucking drop kicked the dude off the ladder, or did the cross body off there. I mean, like all that crazy shit. They never did replays until after the match was over.
And one of my favorite matches from Lucha Underground that featured Phoenix was, I forgot, what did they call like the casket matches? Like they had a special name for it, but the one he did with Mil Muertes.
Oh yes. Oh my god, yes.
Like that was probably
Diaz
one
del
of the
Muertos
best
match.
Yeah, there you go. Like to me, that was one of the, like in terms of like all the matches I saw in Lucha Underground, because I never really watched the fourth season.
The fourth season, after season 2, like season 1 and season 2 was really good. Season 3 was not great. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like. And then season 4 was just not good.
But yeah, like
once they started bringing Jask Swagger in, it was just like, okay, this is over.
One of the most memorable matches for me, and if they ever did like lists like top matches, I would probably say my top match from Lucha Underground, or at least would be in the consideration, is that casket match with Phoenix and Mil Muertes.
Dude, Penta had a fucking one of the craziest fucking matches with was it Mia Kim?
No, Chelsea Green.
No, it was fucking the triad.
Oh, Io Sky.
Yeah, it was Io Sky, and he had that match.
Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and it wasn't Asuka, but it was somebody else, I believe.
No, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. But anyway, the fucking were like, they both like go all out, and like they really like they didn't hold back when they had intergender matches.
No,
like they had,
which is something that I say every single time I watch either AEW or WWE. Is I wish these companies would start doing that, because it's professional wrestling.
We've seen fucking Rey Mysterio beat up fucking the Great Khali. You know what I mean? Like, why can't and that's the thing. It's like
no
some of their
than a comic book or a movie.
Yeah, some of their best matches. Like, I mean, I remember seeing Ivelisse go up against fucking Mil Muertes in a fucking just banger match where she's getting beat up and she ends up winning, and the crowd fucking goes ape shit for it. You know, and it's like, dude,
I mean, as long as they're booked correctly, and the women are treated equally, as men, it almost always increases it almost always amounts in audience participation, because everyone's cheering for the lady. Go watch any of the Candice LeRae stuff from
PWG.
From PWG.
Even Chyna versus Jarrett, you know what I mean? Like, there's it's one thing if you make it like a story about a guy beating up a woman, But it's another one if it's like a fight where you don't know who's gonna win. That's like fucking compelling. Like I don't understand like the fear of having like a wrestling match, but whatever.
So we're almost at an hour here, and we talked quite a bit.
Already?
Yeah, it's almost an hour.
Gosh.
But one of the things that make the show special when all three of us are here, is something we haven't done in a while, Isaac.
Shit, now I gotta remember who I picked. Hold on, let me look back in the chat because I remember picking Christian, and then I think we've already done that, right?
We had done
here, I'll go
Oh,
first.
I remember.
Well, before you guys fight over who goes first,
I remember. Play that.
It's time for picks or it didn't happen with Isaac. Hey, that's me.
Yeah, that's me. I
it
remember.
is him.
I remember who I picked. It was Mick Foley, man.
It
Or-
was McFoley.
I don't know, one of the faces of him at least. Like,
So
dude,
so-
love.
Mick Foley, huh? So all right.
This is like easy. This has
Yeah.
definitely happened.
Yeah. Good baby face.
And
there.
Abe Foley?
That was from that man. That was from almost. That picture is almost 15 years old.
Yeah, dude, you looks 15 years old. You look like a baby, man.
Okay, well,
Look
that's.
a
I'm
little
not.
kiddo.
Hey, hold on a second, because I'm not done.
I should have picked Mr. Saka.
I believe that one was. I believe that one was 2018 or 2019. But wait, I'm still not
Oh,
done.
He's
dude.
still not done. He's meant to. Look at that.
And there's
What
actually, and I could not find it because I don't know if I have it anywhere. But there was one other time I've met Foley. He's probably the wrestler I've met the most. And was at it was like at the Chicago Auto Show back in 2001.
Dude. Shane, who's your pick, Shane?
I got the honky tonk man. I'm kicking it old school.
Kicking it old school. Hall of Famer honky tonk man.
Damn, that's
about-
another
Talk
ancient
about
picture.
young Dennis.
Yeah, that was
Holy
from
shit.
2012. So
I was gonna say that Mario hat was from the original Mario. It took it right off
Wow.
his head.
Oh,
but no, that was that was 2012, and I remember I just started dating. Now, my wife and I just kind of, it's that point where I think we were starting to get serious, and I went to the signing. It was at a comic book shop in Plainfield, which is about a half hour south of where I was living at the time. And I remember after that, I remember going back to my house, and I forgot driving somewhere just to go watch my nephews play basketball or something. So, but no, it was So you guys both did it, and I missed doing that. I missed the picture didn't happen, so that's another reason why I was excited that we were going to have Isaac back for this episode, because I got to bring that back.
Yeah, dog, it happened. Picks it and it happened this time.
And it
Well,
happened
both
for
of
both
us.
of you.
A double win.
yeah, that doesn't happen much.
And you know what?
And Christopher Daniels, because you picked him too, and I picked Christian, so it was really
you guys have
four,
both
four
been on
over.
a bit of, you guys have both been in on a bit of a roll, and for that, I'm going to give you
What different flavors of cream puffs they got at this fair?
Well, they have just the standard ones, and they did something for this past year. They had I think it was
Cream puff with the bacon?
Wait, nobody's fucking been like,
No.
we've got
No, they had
more flavors than just
they did.
cream.
Well, yeah, no,
puff?
I was going to say, I was trying to think I think it might have been maybe the 100th year or something they've been doing. But last year when we went to this to the fair, Wisconsin State Fair. Was me and my wife and I, along with my nephew and his wife, and we had gone. And I had gotten one that was like it was like a root beer, like flavored cream puff, which was really good. And they had like special ones, like on certain days that you could get.
I'd be
like,
doing like
flavors.
a strawberry cheesecake cream puff.
I would love that.
Yeah,
Man, I would be
blueberry crumble cream puff. You know, you can just do all sorts of things. A salted caramel cream puff.
Shane would probably do a Gigi Dolan cream puff.
I would cream puff.
Great minds think alike.
Bite my tongue, but it's a different kind of tasty treat.
Legends of the Ring Sting, man. This is a great figure, old school figure. Looks great. It's Sting! Old school Sting from WCW. Guys, you know us, 3/4 of the Shooting Shit team. And we're here with a listener just like you guys. This is Jimmy from Super Powers Comics.
My friend of almost 20 years. He's known him since you were 12.
If you know people in Chicago, you probably know Dennis because he knows half the town, of course. But shooters, if you need action figures, comics, wrestling memorabilia, we just showed you Sting. Superpowers Comics will put up their QR code so you can get a good look at everything they have coming. Give it a shot, shooters. Get your superpowers on and get your comics from our friend Jimmy, who listens just like you.
Save 25% on your first order when you use the code 5-STAR.
Attention wrestling fans and fans of Shootin' Shit podcasts. You can now be one of the cool kids by going to ProWrestlingTees.com and buy the official Shootin' Shit t-shirt. Buy it now and be there at ringside.
This episode and all episodes of 5-Star Takes are now available on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@5-Star Takes. Be sure to like and subscribe. Get all of your 5-Star Takes news and updates by going to our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/SHOOTINSHT. And as always, thanks for watching.